Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World. And yeah, finally I managed to record this one as well. It took quite some attempts to record the previous one on the SSR Revolution, so I was not sure. I will probably not release another one on Monday, but we'll see. So the first thing I want to mention is that I remade the Trescence Facility tab. As you can see, I also split it into two. Let me know if the notes that I write here regarding how to switch to a different possible tree, if you would like to see those as actual trees like I'm doing now, or I don't know if I should make any changes. These are going to be like resistance trees for the most part, and the way I decided to divide them is based on how much archive accuracy you have. Because now in archive, we can get a ton of accuracy. Every single Rainbow 5 unit we have will give us 3 accuracy. Every unit that has report 6 will give us 1. So that was the usual one we used to have. Now with this change, I got to 339 accuracy. Initially, it was at like 74 with just the report 6 one. So this is like 4 times the previous accuracy. It's 200 and let's say 200 more accuracy, which means I could potentially remove 1.5 pages from the tree essence and I'd still be the same in terms of accuracy. So with that being said, I decided to kind of go ahead and change some of these nodes. The biggest reduction I think took me from these already removed some. I think it was 21, 380. The one that has the least amount is 230 on my strength tree. That's because strength really needs more magic resistance, and it had a lot of opportunities to use the second stat as you don't really need a lot of physical. So I went all the way, like I went out of my way to get additional swiftness for strength that before was the most lacking one. Actually, was the same as my intelligence one, but yeah, they were definitely lacking. Now they are super uh, like overloaded with this. I didn't, if you see here, I didn't really increase the swiftness on the intelligence tree, unfortunately, because that would have been problematic, meaning I would have to reduce the physical resistance. And I thought I didn't really like that. My reason behind it is that also mages do get swiftness from revolution, so I will balance that out that way. Though it's definitely a big loss, I will think about whether it makes sense or not to go a bit more with swiftness instead of some physical resistance rolls. I will probably do that change, but I'm not that certain yet. So again, if you have less, I would say than 175 accuracy, I would lean more towards this page, probably even let's say 200 to stay on the uh, to stay safe. If you have more than that, you can go with the one on the right. So what I changed is mainly I removed some accuracy roll and added either swiftness or physical resistance. Now in this case, I add before 5, like these are the stats that I already had before 12, 5. I just removed 2 accuracy from 21 down to 19 and moved them to swiftness. So I just got 2 more nodes of swiftness. Did the same thing for intelligence as well. Before it was 10 swiftness, 21 accuracy, just remove 2, and that's it. As simple as that, I still think this was pretty a solid tree. Now, for fully optimizing, I kind of went overboard with resistances, to be honest. So we moved from 12 to 14. This is not that big of a change. Actually, yeah, as I said before, strength is the one that changed the least. And then from 5 to 7 in physical resistance, just to get that additional 5% compared to before. We just will just either help us make easier the like to build new ignition weapons, or just give us some overcapped resistance. That is never bad. I also think I could potentially remove some more swiftness from here because I never use this much, but we'll see. We'll see exactly how that goes. I still have to reroll, so I will do some rerolls during this video, and then we'll see. I will probably finish it off stream because otherwise it will take too much time. But also just to show you guys the reroll process I go through, even though it might be slightly different from yours because I already have most of the notes fine, so we'll see. In dexterity, I also increased the swiftness a little bit, not too much. I did leave physical resistance as it was before, so all that was available has been converted to swiftness, which is a great addition for them. I decided to focus more on getting some additional rolls of magic resistance, especially 4. The main reason is that this way, it's true I cannot really do balanced builds with my ignition weapons, but at this point it's just decreasing the total amount of resistances I need by 10%. Before I needed 50% total between magic and physical, now I need 40. So I can distribute them more easily in my ignition weapon pieces in the substats. So I still think not increasing the physical resistance as well like has been a good choice. I did remove a lot of accuracy, to be fair, like 7 rolls, which is like probably not even 100. So it's fine. Nothing major, I would say. It's definitely something you can live with, especially now that we have archive. Actually, I still have, no, I still haven't rolled this one, but I would still have too much accuracy for my current floor. So I definitely think this is a really good move. For intelligence, as I mentioned, it's trickier because swiftness and physical resistance share the same thing, and intelligence needs more physical resistance, unfortunately. So to not mess things up in my current ignition weapons, I cannot really lower the physical resistance to increase the swiftness. Maybe I could by a couple of points, but that would imply that I have to remake a lot of ignition weapon sets because I have a lot of them are like 102. So if I remove 2 rows, it's going to go down to 98. It's going to be, or not even like 97. It's going to be too problematic, so I cannot do that. That's why I just decided to increase the amount of magic resistance as much as possible, and then we'll see. Then we'll see what happens. As you can see, with just if I apply this configuration, I need no substats to get to 100% resistances. That's pretty nuts, but I don't know, guys. We will have to see exactly how it will play out. So I will say if you go for the previous one, it is safe. You won't regret it. From my experience, it works really well. Again, there are more options than this, obviously. Let me know if you want me to spell them out or if the notes here are enough. So if you do replace all resistances with evasion, with all the evasion we now get from archive as well, because every orange 4 is 3 evasion. With all of that, just running the just replacing these 12 nodes of resistances with evasion would give you enough evasion, which is not bad as an option, to be honest, especially early to mid game. The other option you would have is just replace all the physical resistance ones with swiftness. That's it. With that, you optimize for bossing, but not much for the rest of the content. So it's kind of up to you. At which point you could remove, I would say, 4 more nodes of magic resistance so that you get more of magic resistance that you can then like focus more on physical resistance in the substats for the ignition weapons. That could be a good option as well, but I'm not sure. Like how easy it is to build ignition weapons then. And yeah, same thing for everyone, more or less, I would say. I could even copy and paste, but this is more applicable for evasion. The other ones kind of depend. Maybe even for strength, but it's really weird. I will just copy the evasion part and remove the resistance part because that makes no sense for some of them. Like swiftness, it's fine, but on strength, you don't really need it that much. So that's okay. Now I would say we can just start and I will try to roll away something in my own pre-essence facility. Let's have a look, guys. So who should we start with? I think the easiest one to move would probably be, I don't know if strength or intelligence. Intelligence doesn't need many changes. No, actually the one with the least amount of changes is dexterity. I just need 4 more rolls of magic resistance over evasion. So let's have a look at all the notes I have and identify the ones I want to change. So this one, 14, 16, I don't want to change it. 14 could potentially be. This one has already been changed. Actually, I could change also this 14 here with swiftness or physical resistance. This one is pretty fine already. This one is a 15, slightly higher than the others. That one was a 14. Okay. What the hell is this shit? Have I been playing with this? What? Okay. I will keep the 246 even though it's a bit low. Should I? Now, I have so many crystals, I'm not going to lock that because I'm hoping for something better. But what I usually do is here I will just select the ones I want, not select the ones that could be okay only if I get an A, because I will just not flag this box down here, the ignore all stats, so that at the first A it will stop. I will see what I get. And also here I don't want accuracy, but if I get an A, I might lock it. So that's the idea. I just select the 3 stats I want. This is a 100 cost every roll. Let's just wait it out. Let's just hope we don't get an HP at A rank. And obviously, just as I said that, we got that. So let's auto change again. It's a bit annoying that it's not keeping the previous settings, but whatever. And now we do the same. Yes, I don't care about that HP. Because those stats do not scale. Those are all flat. That one, like HP, attack, etc. They're all flat. Why another one? This is awful. And the cost of re-rolling is not that high if you don't lock anything, but obviously is more risky. We got an accuracy there, it wasn't even that bad. We got a 17 evasion. Obviously I don't want that, so I'll just remove it. Did I change? No. Okay, perfect. I was going to start rolling with a D, so I would have been pretty stupid. Wow. Today my luck is not with me. Okay, 219 is way too low. Not keeping it. Though I got also a swiftness in there, but it was way too low. So let's do it again. B, B, and that's it. Let's have a look. 237. Not the best. I'm not keeping it. I'm I'm not keeping it only because I have a lot of fragments. If you were to like have less, just say that's fine. Anything that's B is already fine. You'd ideally want more than half, but you cannot be that picky at certain times. And you definitely don't need an A. High B is more than enough. Ah, come on. How is this even possible? I think the next Bs I get, I will just stick with it. I don't want to spend. It's already more than 5,000 of them. Too much. I don't want to. Ah, why? Useless stats. Also, the attack percentage is too low to matter, so I remove that too. I'm only keeping that flag, that unflagged, only for possibility of getting. Oh, okay, this one is good. It's better than the one I started with, so that's already fine. Now I lock that and I only select magic resistance here for the same reason. I want to get a B with that or an A of accuracy. So yeah, the only reason I didn't flag that ignore all stats, even if they are A's, is that could always happen that I get an accuracy A roll. And I don't want to be stopped at B rolls for that one because it's just secondary. And we also got lucky here, guys. So that's awesome. This node is almost done, I would say. I didn't get rid of an accuracy as I wanted to, so I still have to do it on another one. Let's just find one that, wait, is this? Okay, this one was a maxed one. The 51 accuracy. This one I should actually go with a bit more swiftness, to be honest. I could remove some. This combination should never exist according to my spreadsheet. That accuracy, physical resistance is fine. This one is a bit tricky. This one is a pretty good one already. This one is way too good already. Maybe third page I had something that didn't make sense. No, this one seems fine. This one is pretty low, so we can replace this one. And again, let's go magic resistance here and physical resistance and swiftness. We are removing a swiftness roll, so we would kind of like to get swiftness, but even if we get physical resistance is fine. I just need to remember to remove one more of the other ones. Okay, I will keep the 254 is still fine. Could have been better, but you know, you cannot be that picky at times. And in here, I still don't flag the ignore stuff because, ooh, all right. We were lucky, guys. We were lucky. I might even just say, okay, let's reroll a few times just to get an higher roll in attack. That's totally fine. It was pretty cheap since I got so lucky, it was fine. Now, I still need to remove this useless stuff, but I don't know. I have to count exactly how many I have of each entry to see what I can remove. Yeah, I already get 14.39 from that page, 11.6 from this one is almost the 30% I would need. And in here is way more than 30%. It's like 37% magic resistance, which is probably already have enough nodes, but I have to double check because I have a lot of A's to be honest. So yeah, the idea is you don't have to do the pairs exactly as they appear here. You just need to have this number of magic resistance nodes, like in this case is 14, and this number of swiftness nodes, which is 17, and this number of physical resistance nodes, that is 7, and that's it. How they are composed doesn't matter. If you have one more magic resistance swiftness and then you have an accuracy physical resistance, that works fine as well. These combinations are not fixed. You just need to see, okay, I need in slot 1 to get 10 times accuracy and to get 14 times magic resistance. That's it. Then what the stat 2 is doesn't matter to you. This one could be 3 accuracy physical resistance, and 3 of these could be converted to magic and physical swiftness. It all can vary. You just need to make sure the total amount of hits you have of a certain kind match. And yeah, again, you could at times decide to not lock something that is not really optimal if you have enough resources and if you want to go with 100 rolls, because it's pretty cheap when you reroll 100. If you start to lock in stuff that doesn't matter, the cost will skyrocket and you will not have enough. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say, guys. Let me know if it was clear, if you still have doubts. I might probably I will probably create tables for the other scenarios as well instead of having just the notes. And I might even add a more detailed description of what to look for. I do believe this setup is okay, but I also think you can easily remove some resistances for more swiftness. That is totally possible. It it will also depend on whether you already have built ignition weapons, if you have resources to build new, or if you're just starting from scratch. And at that point, you can do what you think what is more optimized, and then tailor the ignition weapons to that. In my case, I tried not to mess up too much the previous tree. So this one that I kind of recommended before, with some additions that I mentioned before of the additional swiftness, is still solid. And then when you want to transition, you don't have to change the ignition weapons. You're just going to get more stats overall. The base ones you had before, you will still keep. You will just get more resistances, which will be fine with the overcapping stuff. And afterwards, when you have to re-optimize to recreate the sets, then you can do it. The thing you kind of lose a bit of is the interchangeability of strength and intelligence. But I would say at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, because in any case, you would still be aiming for overcapping. You wouldn't be aiming for 100%. So the small difference on physical resistance should not be a problem. The 15% difference in magic resistance might be, but I would say at this point, just build sets for for strength users, and you should be totally fine, in my opinion. But again, this is not set in stone. This might very well be subject to change if I do try it and I see that it doesn't really apply. Though I can guarantee this one to be working fine, because that's the thing I used since now it works perfectly. In bossing, I do have a bit less damage, but it's not as impactful. Doesn't really matter. For adventure, I loved it. Uh, it served me well for ignition weapon farming and setups, so I can highly recommend this one. The other one, again, I have to try it out. I still have to do a lot of rerolls. I don't want to do all of them now because it would take a shit ton of time. And I also need to double check all the nodes to see what to change, etc., etc. So it will be a tedious process. I want to save you that. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Let me change some descriptions that I recently changed. So okay, and that's about it, guys. Let me know if you have doubts. I will be more than happy to reply to those, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.